Good evening, viewers, wherever you are watching from, whether you are watching from within Uganda or from the diaspora. We are glad you have made NTV #1 station in this country, and you have also made NTV People's Parliament your favorite program. It is yet another Saturday where we speak about issues that affect your everyday life. We are still celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child. Girls' forces, unscripted, unstoppable. There is a lot of violence against girls and women. When you hear about murders, it's about girl child. When you hear about defilement and rape, when you hear about discrimination, it's a girl child and a young woman or a woman. What has a girl child done to this country? Let's have voices. What can we do about it? Welcome, honorable members to NTV People's Parliament. I am your speaker, Agnes Nandutu. Tonight, we are still speaking about the girl child. As we celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child, we are speaking against violence. There is a lot of violence against girls and women. Who is to blame? Rita Kanya, you are the people who have been reporting in the media. I think you have seen the murders, you have seen the development, the discrimination, everything is against girls and women. Who is to blame?
Now, I would say that each and every person, all the honorables here, we all have a role to play in one way or another. When we see something going wrong and we do not say something. When we see that there is a girl who is quite vulnerable and maybe you have noticed days, over a number of days, that something is happening. In the recent past, there's a story that was covered by NTV. A 12-year-old girl defiled. She was leaving home to go to school, but she never made it to school every day. She would change her clothes in an abandoned house and go and work as a housemaid. Unfortunately, something happened there, and these were the consequences. But we ask, was there someone else who might have noticed that every single time she changed, there could have been someone who saw something, someone who saw her in a uniform, and then she came out in her layer clothes. Everyone within society, I believe, has a role to play. We can't wholeheartedly blame one person, because every single time I even take it to social media, body shaming happens there for women. So many violent things are said and very absurd things on social media, but someone retweets, someone likes, someone takes a screenshot and sends to another person and they laugh about it. We are all a part of the issue. And unless we come out and say something, which I'm glad is happening in the People's Parliament now, but what happens after the People's Parliament? Are we going to be more and more aware and say, what you're doing is wrong? We are a community, and I believe as a community we need to go back to those days. A number of times you hear that even when the police arrests a suspect, you find that they were a gang in a community that people knew about. What are we doing about these people? Besides the media, what are you who's watching NTV doing?
Thank you. I want to have a gentleman this time, and I'll pick on you, sir. Violence against girls and women. Who is to blame, please?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker of Parliament.
You have a song to empower women.
Yeah, I have
That's why I want you to speak about this violence against girls and women.
The question is, who is to blame?
Yes.
I think the girl child partly is to blame. As ladies, we need to take care of ourselves. Most of the time, we are too cheap. We take ourselves cheap, so we take a lot of risks in our lives. So when I was growing up, when my sisters and cousins were being brought up, we used to be, they were told to be careful, very careful, each and every day and night. So in most cases, people take risks, a lot of risks. And you know, risk takers are very, they gain a lot if it's business, if it's something that's beneficial, but something that's connected to your life, it gets back to the girl child. Then for the men, guys, we need to work, really work. Because if you see the people that hurt the ladies, it's just cheap, small money, very small money. We need to work and think big as men. And then for the ladies, we just need to be very careful with our lives.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Honorable members, I would like to inform this House that we cannot continue to lay blame on women and children. We cannot continue to place a higher burden on them because already they are burdened. So you cannot start informing this Honorable House that women need to be careful, that they need to take care, that they should not take risks. That is denying women the opportunity to move into the spaces, whether it's politics, whether it's economic, whether it's social issues.
He wants to clarify something.
Thank you.
Please, but remain there.
Thank you.
You might have opened the banner box.
Yeah. When I was standing here speaking, I was speaking as a parent. I was speaking as an artist because I move at night. When we move out at night, we see many people risking. I don't get involved in that risk, but I see them risking a lot.
Okay.
So it's just a piece of advice
It's
for my
not a
dear.
blame to the
No,
girls,
I'm not blaming.
but a piece of advice.
I love my dear sisters. That's why I give them advice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, I like the advice.
Yes.
But it's upon the members of this country and the honorable members in this space to make sure that all spaces are safe and free from all forms of violence, whether it's during the day or during the night. We can have a country and a community where we all feel safe at all times, if we choose to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Yes, my girl child.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. My name is Navakoza Zahara Plan International Lira. I would like to inform the precurrent speaker that, number one, he said that some girls are cheap, but let me inform him that no girl is cheap. Number two, we try our best to be safe. Let me tell you something. There are dark corners within Kampala here. There are very many unfinished buildings. I am a 12-year-old girl. I stay with my stepmother. She sends me out at night. Will I refuse? I have to go. So is it your responsibility, you as a man, to rape me because I've been sent out at night? You talked about moving at night, being like, let me say, yes, it's true. Girls risk at night. But however much she risks, she's not telling you, open my legs and defile me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I would move to protect the gentleman who spoke, that this advice was even going out to the stepmother that please don't send the girl at night, late at night at the shop. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My advice is that the family is the smallest unit in the world, whereby the kids are grown together in a company together, whereby that a mother, you have to create or behave to groom up a child in the right way. In this way, a boy is going to be grown like you're going to bring two cars at home that a boy should just drive a car, then you bring a small doll that a girl should just take care of, babe. Whereby girls are going to grow up in the way that I'm going to be a mother, whereby they won't be able to become leaders because of parents. So parents, you should groom up your kids in a positive way and make boys to have that mentality that is positive towards girls.
Okay, thank you so much. Please, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
It's good you are a mother.
I'm talking about who is responsible.
Yes.
This is a very big question. The entire world is responsible. I'm going back to the first person who talked about the girl who was not going to school. This involved teachers. This girl was not coming to school. The school fees was paid, but not even a single phone call to a parent that Sarah is not coming to school. What happened? When you come to other countries, let me talk about abroad. Let me give you an example. My in-law didn't know where the kid goes to school. So it was his responsibility to take a kid to school. And the schools were just closed. And he took the kid to another school, not to the correct school. But in just 5 minutes when the parent just left, the in-law, the phone calls were all over. Social services was involved. They called every corner, thinking that somebody has just abandoned the child here and gone away. Because parents now, they say, we've picked a kid from this so-and-so, was left abandoned. But nothing is done. I turn this to entire country, the government, and everybody. It's not even saying that a parent should do this, but where is the school? Did they ask where this girl is? What if he was kidnapped on that day, the first day she didn't report to school? The parent is at home thinking so-and-so is at school. It involves teachers, parents, neighbors. When I was growing up, a person could find you on their way and even cane you. What are you doing here? But now, you cane somebody's child, you're in for it. Parents have changed this very much. Everybody cares about their own child. We used to be everybody's children. But today, there is not anybody's children. It's my own children. Why did you cane her?
Community. We were brought up by the community.
We brought up her. Our neighbor could come and know about everything I did in a day.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. Thank you for the submission. We have a father here. Who is to blame, father?
Who to blame? Thank you, Honorable, Right Honorable, the Speaker of this House. I'm called Honorable Sirwanga Michael Mabira. I'm coming from Bat Valley Theatre. I'm a parent and an adult. The question is, who is to blame? First ask yourself a question, what is the cause and which is stronger, the cause or the effect? We have a cause. We have so many drug addicts in this country. We have so many unemployed people in this country. And people are looking in the other side. They are not looking about these people. We know that with my sister Jean, she was talking about neighbors, the community. In our community, we know everybody who is taking drugs and nobody is caring. These people are targeting these weaklings because they know they cannot fight, so they attack. We need to do something about the drug addicts. We need to do something about the economy because many of those boys and girls are unemployed. When you come to girls, you'll find them looking for something small. I know people are trying to hide away and they don't want to tell us that they need that money. And they are okay. But many of our girls here are being tempted by money and small monies. That's where the violence comes from. The boys, the girls. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Please.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Many of you always speak about culture. Our culture cannot change. But I must say that culture is not a mountain that cannot be broken. Culture is changing. However, what we are seeing is cultures that stand by watching young women being impregnated before they are even 18 years. Cultures that reify men who rape girls. So such norms are what we can blame when we speak about violence against women. Number two is the impunity that we see every day. When you see victims of violence being blamed for their own, the violence that has happened to them, with society watching on. You remember that story about the lady from the ministry who complained about being sexually harassed. Madam Speaker, you saw the reaction of the country. Why didn't she report for 15 years? That was the question that was asked. Really, is that the question we should be asking now? When women are being violated? Should we be asking women what they were wearing when they were walking at night? Is that a question also? As citizens of Uganda, women should be able to walk at night and go into a bar and have a drink. Why should they always have to be careful?
Thank you. Point taken. You have 1 minute, please.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much. To me, we should blame the police. Why am I saying this? These are the people Josephine will be raped by a teacher. When I go to the police station, remember girls, we are beautiful. When we go to the police station, these people will see a beautiful girl, somebody who is attractive. These are the people who will say, now, if you want your case to be handled, you must pay me. He doesn't want money, he doesn't want any animal, but you must pay him. What should we be paying to the police? I thank you.
Really? Oh my God, police. This is coming from the girls and the women of this country, that police should style up and handle cases that have been brought to them, violence against girls and women. Let's go for a short break. NTV People's Parliament comes back shortly. Yes, welcome back. You are still watching your favorite program, NTV People's Parliament, sitting here in Kampala at Hotel Africana, talking about violence against girls and women. Before we went for the break, you had a girl making a very serious statement, and can I say maybe implicating the police, that if she's raped or defiled and takes the case to police, the man will also want the same thing. Really? We have Deputy Mayor here for Kampala, Mr. Sam Gombia. I want to know if the mayor has heard about such cases. I've also heard about them files disappearing at police stations. Mayor, what have you heard about this?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Sam Gombia, the Deputy Mayor where you are here. I have 2 points. One, the mindset of our people, the mindset of men, most especially. They take women as a plain object. Wherever the woman is, so let us take women as human beings. Another one, let us go back to the way they used to parent. Parenting issues are becoming a problem. I think one of the honorable members has talked about it here. The way we parent our children. Instead of being a parent, we become friends. Where's the role of our parents and where's the role of our children? The children, the roles for the children should remain the role of their. And then the role of the parent is to parent, not to become a friend. Like my wife is my friend. If I handle my son as my wife, it's a problem. So let's go back to the normal way of parenting. Okay. Then we will be fighting against violence. Right. Thank you. What about these cases at police? Have you, as a mayor, have you witnessed this in Kampala? That the cases that are taken to police are not handled as they are supposed to? Yes, we are lacking maybe a desk, a proper desk to handle the same problems. And we have tried. Somebody has also talked about the dark places. And we are appealing to parents again. Why don't we put up lights, security lights? Why don't we be vigilant when it comes to our children? So the parenting will solve, even though you're a caretaker. But as a deputy mayor, that's part of your job to push for that. Yes, we are pushing. We are pushing it. And we had, yes, we are pushing a lot, and we have gone a step ahead because of enforcing the landlords, at least for security-wise, lights to put up lights for the streets. Because for KCC, we will go by streets. But what about the inside, the villages, inside the villages? We really have to, we are all parents. We have to take it on as parents. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Okay, the blame should be put on everyone. But there is this one part that we are forgetting about. The religious part about it, the churches. they are also violating us, the pastors. You go to the pastor, you're expressing your views, you know, you're telling him everything, but then this person is telling you to, let me give an example of the married people. This person is telling you to stay in your marriage. Up to which point will you stay in your marriage when the man you're staying with or the person you're staying with is beating you up, you know? We've seen recent cases of these pastors, you know, going to the social media, violating the women, you know, exposing everything. Let's not forget the religious part of it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I am Blessing Twine, and I'm privileged to work with Raising Voices. At Raising Voices, we believe that a violence-free childhood is every child's right. And so, violence against children has happened for decades and decades and decades. But we have made various strides, and we'd like to thank the Ministry of Education that enforced the ban against corporal punishment. But sometimes schools are still practicing this corporal punishment, and so we would like that the schools, really, Ministry of Education should enforce that and make sure that corporal punishments are no more in schools. And also for the senior women teachers and men teachers to actually take up their roles and listen to these children when they bring up these issues of violence against them. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being precise to the point. Please, you have 1 minute, honorable
thank
member.
you so much. Walter again is my name. Madam Speaker, I will not stop talking about collective responsibility. When you drive your car today, most of the guys there you see drive. When it is raining or in the evening, they're at Nankulabe stage, Luzira, and they find an old woman on the way, going somewhere, or it's raining, people are on the way, they no longer take them. They ask them, it is now about us. It is no longer about community. So it should come back to community.
Yes.
That way we shall be able to move. Lastly, we should not only treat women well, but we should make sure that all men value, cherish, treat women well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Please, you have the platform.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. My name is Lily. I'm from Lira. When you look into the communities where we come from, the social services are very far from the people. Health facilities are very far. Schools are very far. Girls and women walk long distances to go and fetch water, and these are opportunities for these men to take advantage of our girls and our women. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So government should take responsibility of that.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Anamaya Njakwagala Diana. I'm a musician. I'll support my brother, first of all. These days, the Uganda we are in, Katonda yamba ye yamba, I'm sorry to say that. What my brother said was he moves at night, he sees the girls naked. If they rape you, no one is going to help, my dear. Even the police will not help. Even God, you will cry to God, but God will not listen to you because you were naked at night. What do you want people to do? I'm a musician, I go to clubs. But if I'm going to a club and I put on my short or my sweater pant, I will dance the same way the other person in a patra is dancing. So if you know that it's at night, please dress well, my fellow girls, because they will rape you and no one will help. The people who are here saying that the government will help, no one will help you. So help yourself first so that the government also can help. Thank you.
Okay. Help yourself and police will help you. Yes. I can see everybody protesting that. You don't want to take care of yourselves? Can I have a musician talk about that?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Point of correction, the precurrent speaker. The issue is not about dressing. Okay, fine. That accounts a bit. But now, like this old woman who was raped, surely, who was shown in news, was she dressed indecently? The men are supposed to be taught from childhood how to respect women.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm called Lwega Idris, and I'm the president of the Screen Actors Guild, and I'm part of the Uganda National Culture Forum. This is really a very great. This blame goes to, I can say, everyone. You are the problem, and you are the solution as a nation. There is some message usually, I have my friend who usually says, he usually likes the song, Sagala Bogera Kova Mami. That, I want to say, this is the truth, that true, the bills and the policies are really not being followed up. There is one of the domestic violence bill that went in Parliament, and Madam Speaker, up to now, it is not yet out. But the landlords and tenants bill is already out within just few months.
But something that concerns women?
It is not being worked on, and because maybe the majority of the people in Parliament, because they are men, so they are really putting it into the docket.
Okay.
That's one thing. But one thing that we're trying to address here through KCCA and Plan International, and now with we have NTV and other organizations like UDEL and Act Together Uganda, we are now looking onto the spots,
okay,
the dark spots, and to make sure that we put in information for the girls in Safe and Inclusive Cities project, to make sure that we have lights in those spots, to make sure that all the internal routes that connect to other major routes, they are all connected with light, street lighting, and
okay,
all that with other organizations that are coming in.
Okay.
And it's a project that's really moving on right now.
Okay.
Thank you
Let
so
me
much.
have that song again. The person who answered it there, come together and make it for me. Come. It's a good one to fight violence against women. Yes, come again.
Sagala bogera koba mami
kambalwanirire
naye abakyala
bye bakola birungi nnyo
sagala bogera koba mami fena
kambalwanirire
kyakabi.
Thank you. You know, in this parliament we have artists, we have there are also musicians, we have comedians, we have everybody, and we are putting our voices together to fight against violence of women and girls. Let's go for a short break, and when we come back, we shall have a way forward on how to handle violence against girls and women. NTV People's Parliament comes back shortly. Sagala bogerako ba mama. That is good. We should fight for our girls and our women. And together we can. We can. Yes. You have heard about violence in the houses, violence at schools, even violence in the music industry. You have heard about it.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much for this opportunity. And contrary to popular belief, I'm here actually to talk about the girl child. It's not a known fact, but I'm a father of 2 beautiful daughters. Let us stop this Ugandism. By Ugandism, I mean throwing blame to everything around you apart from yourself. Apart from yourself. Let's cut culture some slack. Let's cut government some slack. For your information, you are the government. It is everybody who sits up there is there because they are there to represent you. You performed in a certain, to a certain degree to actually put them in that office. Let's cut police some slack. Who is to blame when it comes to violence of the girl child? It is you. It is me. This is my submission. Ladies and gentlemen, as long as we go on with the song sing of Ense Chuse, we need to work hard to make money for survival, and we leave the families that we had, we are not going to deal away with violence. Guess what? Because I believe a kid's brain is a white, clean page. What you write on is what the kid retains. Culture might have been a little bit of a fuel for violence. Like the Honorable who was here, that we have from Raising Voices, that some strides have been made. The cases are not that enormous from the cultural part. Now it is upon we who are grooming tomorrow's generation.
Somebody has information, you're protected, but somebody has information.
Okay.
I think in violence, there are perpetrators. There are perpetrators there. If a baby is being raped at 3 months, I don't think they are going to blame a baby.
That's why he said,
an animal.
That's why he said when it comes to violence against girls and women, it is you and me.
And probably to educate Honorable Zubeda further, I would like to come categorically clean by saying, we are the same people, when a baby has been raped, who are quick to settle amicably out of court. Madam Speaker.
So it is you and me. I agree with you.
You and me
are responsible. Thank you. Thank you. Please, what can we do now to end violence against women and girls?
We should do more sensitization on boys about girls' rights and how they should be respected.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Martha Nankabira, and I would like to say who is to blame. They are the teachers. For example, you go in school, and in order to give you marks, the teacher has to first tell you, I want to sleep with you to get the marks. So, in order to overcome this, the teachers have to be sensitized and told they will terminate them from the jobs if they do so. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Florence Sakol. I work with Action Aid Uganda. My way forward would be the government needs to allocate finances for this GBV work. Because we all know that this violence against women is something that we have talked over and over again. But this is something that needs finances as well. Just like they allocate funds to other sectors in the government, this should be prioritized. It's time that women need to be recognized, and the government needs to know that something has to be done. And it cannot always be through meetings, through talking. We have talked. It's time for government to act. We all know that a woman who is powerful is one who has something in her pocket, is one who can work hard. We have women who don't have money, but they can work hard if they are empowered financially. We can see a powerful nation. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, ma'am. Please, you have the platform.
We talked about all other aspects, but we left out parents and relatives. So many violence is happening in that area. Why? Because parents today are so busy. Parents work from Monday to Saturday. At what time do you expect to attend to your children? And also on that same note, parents entrust their children in the hands of maids, relatives, and those are the very people who are acting against girl child. On way forward, I think parents need to be mentored on how to take care of the children.
Okay.
And also on having time for their children and who to entrust their children with.
Okay.
Because the people they entrust their children with are human beings like them.
Thank you.
If they can be busy, so are those people.
Thank you. Point taken. Please, you have the platform, Honorable.
Thank you so much, Honorable. I'm so glad, and I know it will be remembered in history that it was Ron Case that requested this. Who is to blame? Actually, let me first give you some few remarks about the woman. Who is a woman? A woman is a blessing. A woman is God, half God. A woman is everything. There is a saying that behind a successful man, always there is a strong woman. In front of the cameras, I request Minister of Education.
No, speak English, please.
Okay. They should also introduce another topic, full topic about a woman. and they show people how useful a woman. Men.
So you want a subject about women?
Yes, a subject
only?
about a woman. I was once on the street. I was once in the street. I'm a musician too. I'm called Ron Case. Why am I working with a disabled woman you saw here? I was in a bar. Those women, those disabled mothers, they come to bars to request for money, to be helped. After performing, I found boys. They are trying to rape that lady. I'm sorry to say so. I'm sorry, Mama, but I have to teach people. That is when I found those drunkard boys to save that mother. That is why I started New Hot Talent Uganda Foundation. I'm saving a girl child and a disabled mother. That's why we have New Hot Talent Uganda, that Sosoria movie. It is indicating the ability that being disability is not inability. Ladies being weak, it doesn't mean that you should harm them, you should insult them. Imagine you are in a taxi, coming out, someone is 16 years with like a small breasts. Then she goes out, you're hissing her. Imagine you a father also having a girl child home.
Shame on them.
Upon you.
Shame on them.
Madam Speaker, thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Violence against women and girls is everywhere, from home, on the way, up to the offices. Personally, I'm a border rider, working with Plan on Safer Cities project.
By the way, talk about borders.
I'm coming. Honorable Speaker, girls and women, 76% have been victims of violence while using public transport, especially sexual harassment, ranging from also assault and abuse. Even in taxis, mama weberezi werezi. Honorable Speaker, it is on that background, therefore, I appeal to the government. Currently, they are amending the 1998, the Traffic and Road Safety Act, Amendment 2019. The amendment is focusing so much on the civil side of it. But I'm appealing if they can also consider the social safety concerns of a girl or a woman who is using the public transport. It does not make a lot of sense if the government is enforcing a driver to have a driving permit, enforcing a car to be in a proper condition, without considering what is the mindset of the driver, what is the mindset of the conductor. If, however much the taxi is in a good condition, or a border is in a good condition, but that girl is going to be touched. Someone is going to insert gears while on someone's thighs. This border rider is going to ride while checking something else behind. So we appeal to the government to put into consideration the social safety concerns of an individual while in an individual mobility. In that case, therefore, we shall be able to achieve a safe and accountable cities with and for adolescent girls in Kampala. Thank you. Eric Lawrence Ulega, a transformed border rider.
Thank you. Thank you. You are really a transformed border rider.
Thank you.
You have the platform.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Protocol observed. My name is Maurice Hassa, and as I said earlier, I'm an artist using music as a platform to advocate for the rights of children in Uganda. Well, I'm going to talk about something. Sexual violence is a wide topic, and actually it's what we handle in our organization also. But a gentleman made a very important, gave us a very important information that we need to focus on. He said we should stop pointing fingers and stop playing the blame game. Now this is what we're doing in our organization. This is just to blow a leaf. We realized that we should stop the blame game and say we're ending sexual violence together. This is the campaign we are running. Our focus area is in PG.
So what is your call on the population?
The way forward I'm looking at is how can we can run a campaign and say together, involving everybody, and this is what we're doing in PG. We're involving counselors, parasocial workers, midwives, parish chiefs, everybody, head teachers, and so stakeholders dialogues to discuss sexual violence in their communities.
Okay.
What they have done, what they have not done, what needs to be done so that we can join hands together and fight this together and create lasting solutions together. But
Okay.
the blame game will not work.
Okay,
It's just
thank you.
as-
You have 1 minute, honorable member.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. We have shared a lot and also about the costs of violence against girls and women. It makes our hearts bleed when these girls are defiled. They drop out of school. They lose self-esteem. They lose confidence. They have no future at all. And all they think about is any slight bait.
Imagine if I was not taken care of.
Exactly.
Would you be having the Speaker of People's Parliament?
Exactly. So they lose. The cost is bigger. Only less than 41%, of course, of this country is employed, gainfully employed young women and women. A cost to this country, because imagine a situation where we have all women employed gainfully. We shall have an income for all citizens contributing to the growth of this country. As planned, we want to keep engaging with men as champions.
Yes.
So men out there, I don't know how many are champions, male champions. Can we see the hands, honorable members? There are very few. But we want this whole
Because
house
men are
of
very
men
also few here.
next time to engage with us so that we end violence against women and girls.
Mhm.
We'll also continue to work and lobby with government and so they implement and engage them to implement the laws and policies that can really give a girl justice and a woman justice, especially when they're defiled.
Okay.
Because I mean, I can testify to a very recent case where a girl was denied justice after she was defiled and the case was proven. So those are real challenges we must
As you wind up, honorable
address.
member.
Then as I wind up, we'll also let's join hands to sensitize, create more awareness through the music, the theater, the art, the film industry, and all of us in this sector to ensure we address these challenges. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, you have 1 minute.
Yeah, Jacobs and Sally once again. It's a cry to the nation because you say the final remarks. I'm just crying out to all artists, all musicians, actors. We need to get a bit serious and focus on this issue and see to it that we help these girls survive and make it in life. So as artists, the many artists who are not here, but those artists who are watching, I think, and producers. I sometimes hear cases in studio, like a girl goes to record a song and then the producer gets carried away. It's our job as men to control ourselves because you never know what this person will be in the future. If you stay in that person's way, you might somehow, somewhere, block that point where that person can really reach to that point where that person can represent the Uganda we have in the future.
Thank
So
you.
producers out there, singers out there, if a person comes and says, Jacob's aunt, or so-and-so, I want you to please help me here. Don't exploit that person. Because that person, Waitao, if that person, you know ladies have blessings. They're a blessing to the nation. So when this lady gets to that state, he will help you or he will help your child.
Okay. Thank you. I request you to sing another song that really against violence against girls and women. And when you make it, please come to me and we launch it together. Thank you. Thank you, honorable members. I can tell you, if you speak about violence against girls and women, you will speak until the cows come back home. We have to stop here. But I thank you so much for being part of this parliament, for bringing our voices together as musicians, as actors, as artists. They call them singers, or whatever the name. Thanks for bringing the voices together to fight against violence, against girls and women. Thank you so much. Clap for yourself. Those who have been watching us, who have been with us online, on Facebook, on Twitter, please, thank you. Those who have been watching us, thank you. Whatever you are, raise your voice against violence against girls and women. Thank you for watching NTV People's Parliament. I am your speaker, Agnes Nanduto. As usual, I aspire to inspire you before I expire. With powers conferred upon me as the Speaker of this Parliament, I adjourn this House until next Saturday.